Oh no, just more workers that we can underpay.
Okay, so more slaves, got it.
Yes.
So you support slavery.
Basically, what?
Don't start cussing at me now, dog.
Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Whoa, what are you doing, bro?
No, but don't cuss at me.
You just talked about climate change and race. How the fuck does that make sense?
No, but hold on.
So, what do you disagree with exactly?
I feel like we don't need to deport all of them. Like, they at least bring some benefit.
Like what?
Oh no, just more workers that we can underpay.
Okay, so more slaves, got it.
Yes.
So you support slavery.
Basically, what a
Wow.
Just kidding, obviously not. It's absurd.
So, what exactly are like the illegals doing for this country, except like, committing violent crime?
I mean, I've never really seen a good majority of them commit various crimes. There's just a few nitpicks. Like, obviously, everyone's going to commit crime. We're human beings, after all. Like, we're
we shouldn't be
prone to
like
at
killing
fault.
each other, or like raping and killing women like Jocelyn Nungray.
Yeah, I don't know that person by name, I'll be honest.
Lake and Riley as well, yeah.
Yeah, but, there's always been a few people, U.S. citizens, that have killed others way violently.
We still
More
want them
violent.
prosecuted as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we don't have to, let them into this country illegally and then have them, commit a crime and be like, oh, well, we didn't vet them. They're actually illegal, so now we'll deport them. Well, no. They shouldn't have been in this country in the first place.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I would agree. Would we both agree that there should be an easier way of coming in? Not obviously like easier. We're like, oh, you want to come in, come in. Or like,
Yeah,
obviously
probably.
just a easier.
I mean, I could say maybe the process, there's been times where it's been 20 years. I say maybe bring it down to 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
But I still, it needs to be at least a decade, at least 15 years, because, we want these people to actually respect our country. We want them to work for it. And if you don't work for something, you're not going to treat it very well, right? So if you don't work for, for citizenship and you just break into this country, you're not going to treat our country very well. You're not going to treat our people very well. You're not going to treat the American culture very well. And I think that's a big problem in the United States today. Why should we allow illegal people into our country?
I mean, the way I see it, bro, it's like, I'm not gonna do that. But what's it called? You want to play a song first, or you want to do?
Sure. I mean,
Alright.
are you gonna play like Fiend?
Fiend? Shit. I can't play Fiend, but I can play El Ave. You know El Ave?
No, I don't.
I don't know Spanish.
I speak English.
Play illegal music.
Legal music?
Play Tengo la camisa negra.
Fuck.
You know that song?
I forgot that shit. What's it called? I feel like the song's provocative. What was your question, bro?
Wait, so why is it provocative?
I mean, I don't feel no shame towards it or nothing, but I feel like other people seeing like everything that happened in like the past year or months or whatever, they would feel like, oh, like why are these people doing like such and such, But I feel like it's important to like exercise your First Amendment right, which you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But like the way I see it, in history, I learned that this country was founded by legal people themselves, the British guys, or whatever they want to call them.
Yeah, so people that immigrated from Europe came here legally. It's just that our system back then was so loose.
Yeah.
Like, there was no laws, pretty much. It was like, you come on the boat, they check your name. But I'm happy now that our immigration system is more strict, that we actually have laws protecting the United States
Yeah.
and Americans. So those laws just have to be followed. We're fine
Yeah.
with people who come here legally, but if you're breaking the law to enter the country, then that's the problem we have.
I feel like some people who do come in here illegally, like, they don't have like that much like malice in their intentions. Some people come here I know people that came here from other countries. I'm not gonna say specifically Mexico or just like South America. I'm just gonna say like from other like countries, like Middle Eastern countries, European countries.
Sure.
I seen they came here in their own ways, and like they're good people, But I do understand the point you guys are trying to make, like saying that like what's it called, that illegal people shouldn't really be here. I just don't like really believe in that, But at the same time, I understand it.
Do you invite people into your home?
No, I heard this shit before. My bad for language, but nah, I really don't. And
You just let people just barge into your home and stay there?
nah,
Okay, so why should we let people barge into our home here in America and stay here?
I feel like if they come, then it should be on your own accord. If you want to come, then you should come on your own accord,
Yeah.
But I agree with you where it should be like legal and all that, you know, should follow the rules or whatever. But the way I've seen things on the news, Fox News, CNN News, whatever you want to call it, I've seen the treatment that they've had like in the detention centers or whatever when they do come here illegally. So like I don't know how all the whole process like goes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some mistreatment. Many of these facilities can't hold as many people as they have there.
Yeah.
It's the fact that there's so many illegals. And to be quite fair, like he said, if someone broke into my house, I would probably shoot them.
Yeah.
If someone breaks in the country, we're being a lot nicer to them. We're giving them a treatment of, hey, you're not supposed to be here, but we're going to facilitate a return back to your country where you're from. You know, at the very least, I think that's fair. We could just throw them across the border and say, hey, good luck. Go find your way back home. But we actually facilitate a return back to their country. They shouldn't be here in the first place, and we're nice enough to say, hey, we're going to push you back to where you came from, but you can try to come here legally if you'd like, but you have to go through our system properly. So we're actually being nice to them in that sense. And we have no obligation to take in immigrants whatsoever. There's no law saying we have to take them in. It's a privilege for them to even come to this country.
Yeah.
We don't have an obligation to provide, and they have to provide to our society. And if they can't, then they shouldn't be here in the first place.
I feel like, yeah, but I just feel like a lot of people like come from other countries, you know, where it's like war torn, like Middle Eastern war torn, or like southern like United States. They come into this country like illegally because they really don't have like much opportunities there as they would here, which is why I feel like it's called right here, like they call it the land of freedom, you know,
Right.
the American dream, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And sure, again, people can come here and seek asylum if they're leaving persecution religiously or a war-torn country from terrorism. They can apply for asylum, which is a legal process in our country, which if you follow that correctly, you can come here. But the issue here is many of these people who are leaving war-torn or persecution countries, they go through at least 12 other countries that have a livable society and a happiness of society where the levels are pretty high, that they can stay there instead. But they decide to come to America because we are the greatest country in the entire world. But like I said, we have no obligation to take these people in. We have an obligation to provide for people that are already here right now. There's homeless people on the streets. There's people who struggle with addictions like drugs in this country who should be provided for before we provide for people who shouldn't be here in the first place,
like,
right? Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, but the way I see it is like illegal people, some illegal people. Now this is where I can say I know from experience myself.
Yeah.
If you look at a homeless person on the side of the street, they're asking for money. Whereas if you have like a foreigner, I'm not gonna say like Mexican or South American, anybody, just
Immigrant.
like a regular
illegal,
foreigner, they're gonna come in here, and I feel like they're just gonna like seek like work, you know.
Well, many of them are being
That's
paid under the table. Many of these people are being paid under the table, which is basically slave labor. And also, they're taking away from the American taxpayer because they're not paying income tax. They're only paying sales tax, which isn't providing to the economy because they use resources like police, ambulances, they drive on our roads, they use hospitals. So they're taking away from our taxpayer dollars than they actually are putting in. So they are negative to society, meaning they take away money, but they aren't providing enough into the system. So people are paying these people under the table, which, by the way, the corporations should be prosecuted just as much as the illegals are. But they aren't providing to society. They're taking away from people like me and you who actually pay into the system here. It's not fair.
But what are they taking from you?
I just told you they don't pay income tax. They're being paid under the table, so they're taking away resources in the entire country.
So if they were gone, how would that benefit you?
Because my taxpayer dollars would not go to waste. They would go to people who are actually working the job. Yeah, if you want to come up to the mic.
I'm just saying, how do you know exactly where your taxpayer dollars go?
Because our taxpayer dollars are going to government, the IRS, government programs that actually subsidize illegals. So the illegals actually contribute $90 billion to our economy. We spend $180 billion on them through these government programs that we used, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris used to house them, to feed them, even to register them to vote, like in California, like what Nick Shirley just exposed there with James O'Keefe. They tried to kill them for it. So, they're even voting in our elections while not even being citizens here.
But do you realistically think that all immigrants we gonna get them to leave?
You don't got a social security. The first thing you gotta prove.
Yeah. So no, not in California, sir. Not in California.
You can't vote.
No. So hold on.
Hold on. Let me talk.
Go ahead, Twan.
Because y'all come in with a lot of bull. So
No, we don't.
Okay, say all your statements real quick. Because number one, even though we got a lot of illegal immigrants, they're the product and they're connected with a lot of Americans. When you deport all illegal immigrants, you're gonna have the effect of affecting 40 to 50 Americans. Why? Because now we're interconnected. You have to understand, when you look at 14 million illegal immigrants, you're also talking about an effect on Americans. Because look, that's where we're at now. You can't just erase the problem with, hey, let's just deport all of them at the same time. That's not realistic thinking. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, let's say you have a family right now, and one of your family members was an illegal immigrant. Now, there's about 40 million situations like that. If you remove that family member, it's going to have an effect. You're not thinking reasonably, and in large, you're actually just hurting America, because that's going to affect a lot of American lives. Go on, I want to hear your response to
Yeah,
this
I'm
real
not
quick.
saying it wouldn't affect us. Of course it would, and honestly would affect.
But it would have a negative
What's
effect.
the solution though? Like,
Can I
Hold on.
respond to that first?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my solution for this would be deporting the illegal immigrants because they're net negatives to society. They take away more money than they put into society because they're being paid under the table. They also take away American jobs because corporations, we all know corporations are trying to be as profitable as possible, right? They're honestly scum.
Okay,
Wait,
but
can
you
I-
just-
can I
you
get
just-
my point? Can I get my point?
Go.
Corporations are virtually scum because they're trying to be as profitable as possible. They don't care about consumers like me and you. They're trying to charge us as much and pay as the very minimal as the employees. They
Okay.
hire illegal immigrants, pay them under the table. If we deport them, then Americans can actually have fair wages, can get these jobs, which is what I'm sure we all agree for is fair wages.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we've been deporting people for a very long time. In the 1920s, we have actually, during that time of the Great Depression, we didn't want Mexican Americans here, so we deported up to millions of them. We've been doing this for such a course in our history that it shows that it just happens over and over and over again. So it's not like this is a new thing where, oh, let's just deport all these people. We've seen that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't rectify anything. It doesn't stop, the coming of more illegal immigrants, as you say. So how's that going to really fix anything? If you really want to rectify the problem, then you should go into people that are hiring illegal immigrants, not the illegal immigrants themselves.
Should be both.
But that's what. But
prosecute
you're
both.
not emphasizing that. That's not what your science
Because we're
says, does
talking
it?
about the illegal immigrants. If it weren't for the illegal immigrants, they wouldn't be paying them under the table. We need to get rid of them and also prosecute the corporations.
But we've been
as well.
doing that for a long time, and it just keeps happening over and over again. So,
hold on,
that's
do
not
you,
an
do you
actual.
like Barack Obama by chance? Do you like Barack Obama?
No,
Oh, you didn't?
he did a lot of war crimes. But I'm a centralist. That's my point. But you have to look at things reasonably at the same time.
If we took all the war crimes out, right, just focused on the economy, social aspects in America under Barack Obama, did you like his policies?
When Barack Obama was president, I was about in 6th grade, so I can't really say too much
Well,
about
you just
that.
know about the Great Depression. You weren't even alive. So why don't you tell me about Barack Obama when you were alive?
But we're changing the subject right now
No, we're
because
not.
we're moving from illegal immigrants to Barack Obama.
Yeah, so this is how I'm going to compare them. Barack Obama deported the most illegals out of any president
Cool.
ever. Ever.
Okay.
The economy was okay.
Okay, now let's focus that real quick, because when Obama deported a lot of people, it wasn't as dividing as it is now, right? You didn't go on national television and saying these people raped, killed. At the same time, we can even pull it up right now, like on the media. You'll see statements and recordings of Obama saying, "Hey, we got to deport these people, but let's treat them as people at the end of the day."
Really?
Because
Did
that's
he
one
put them in
thing.
cages?
Huh?
Because he put them in cages,
But
President
he
Trump?
also made DACA, right? Did he not make DACA?
Which really didn't do anything, by the way. Not
It
many
didn't?
Not many immigrants went from illegal to DACA citizens. There was probably 100,000 of them. There was almost nobody.
He
If
deported
it didn't
6
do anything,
million.
then why is there a perpetual attitude to reinforce it and opening it back up? Because right now it's frozen with all the applicants. So it did do something if there's all these nonprofits that are so head-on on reopening it again. So I feel like that's a false narrative.
I'm not
right
saying
there.
it didn't do anything. I'm just saying it didn't
That's
have...
exactly what you
no,
just
No,
did.
I didn't. I said it didn't have the impact what he made it out to be. And the reason why Obama doesn't get so much flack is because the mainstream media is predominantly left-wing, so they actually support left-wing presidents. For example, we just stated Obama deported more people. By the way, he also deported without due process. They're grilling Trump so hard about that, about due process, when they didn't say a single thing in the media about Obama with it, but he deported without due process. It's because they push the narrative in the media, and that's why he didn't catch any flack for these deportations, because he's a Democrat.
We have to do the research on Obama, because there's been a lot of findings that when Obama deported people, it was at a very different strategic way than the current Trump administration
Really?
was doing. Yes. You could fact check this. I'm not making
Well,
this
the
stuff up.
ACLU.
Because that's a big talking point from your guys' perspective is Obama. It's not like that hasn't been heard billions of times before.
So, well, with that being said, though, Obama deported more illegals. And why don't we just talk about rhetoric and action? You brought up the media, right? So why don't we talk about that? Rhetoric and action. What is the rhetoric right now? Donald Trump and the administration are Nazis, fascists, right? That's what we're called every single day, right?
What is the fascist? Can you define that for me?
Well, how do you get that? How do you get a fascist out of power?
No, can you define fascist real quick? You just used a term. I'd like you to
Well, it's a
define it.
tyrannical government, right? Thank you. With isolated power.
Okay, now go on.
So how do you get those two things out of power?
Well, for starters, you have to point that out.
Well, it doesn't matter. We just pointed it out. They call us Nazis and fascists.
Yes.
How do you get those two things out of power? You know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to get you to answer it.
You can shift. Yeah, you can. You can.
How
Are
do
you
you
trying to
end
say we're gonna have so many illegal immigrants that they vote for Democrats and therefore
No,
during the
no.
midterms we're gonna?
Now you're pivoting. Okay, answer this simple question. Okay, I'll make it a little bit more clear for you. They call us Nazis and fascists, right? How do you get those two things out of power? You have to kill them, right? So if you're calling Donald Trump, conservatives, and ICE Nazis and fascists, that's when you have people going to these protests, going to these to violate Code 18 U.S.C. 111, 18 U.S.C. 1014, to literally. Yeah, sir, please come on.
I gotta go in a little bit, but I just wanted to.
But to obstruct them, to even try to run them over with your car, right? To try to kill ICE agents and
What
conservatives.
about the two Democrats that were killed recently? There was two Democrats that were also killed.
Who?
There's political violence on both
Well, there
sides.
is political violence on both sides. But why don't we talk about the leftists and just try to go shoot up President Trump and his whole administration in the hotel the other night?
Many people that are right wing are always brought
Did you
up.
see his manifesto?
Hold on, because now we can say other stuff. Many right wing perspectives, when we're talking about school shootings, you guys don't care about violence.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of people say, oh, sometimes there's going to be casualties. Matter of fact, Charlie Kirk said that to protect the Second Amendment, you're going to have casualties. So you guys don't really care that much about violence unless it's convenient to your agenda.
He didn't say he didn't care. It's the same thing like driving a car, because he compared guns to cars. He said cars are great for society, but people die of manslaughter accidents and car accidents. Doesn't mean we ban cars, just like guns. Guns are good for protection and good for self-defense, but people use them wrongfully. That doesn't mean that, if people die and get murdered, it's okay. We should have stricter laws on mental illness in this country.
We should analyze that analogy you just made, from cars killing people to guns being an act
Has there
of
ever been
murder.
a case where somebody killed somebody
Hold
with-
on.
Answer
Just
the
let
question.
him go. Just let him go.
Hold up. Because look, let's start off. How many times do people intentionally get a car? Because you said manslaughter, so that's unintentional
Correct.
killing, right? When someone gets an assault rifle and goes to a school, that's not really a fair comparison now, is it, right? Because that's not unintentional.
I'm saying that people dying, and you can just put all car deaths and all gun deaths, suicide, accidental gun deaths, even murder, compared to car deaths, accidental manslaughter, and murder with cars. You don't ban cars because people use them as weapons, which they do a lot in this country.
But at the same rate that we're looking at gun violence,
So
you have to look at the numbers,
Well, hold
because
on,
if you're
hold
gonna
on,
make it.
hold on.
But hold up, now you're using your phone. You can't use
No,
your phone
I-
because I don't have a phone right now.
I'm just going to show you just for proof. People in a crowd of 30 people, a lot of people, right? 30 people dead because somebody ran over intentionally the entire crowd with their car.
Yeah, I know it happens.
Oh wait, hold on. But
if
so,
you're gonna
so
make
we're
that
gonna
analogy,
ban
is
cars
it at
now,
the
but
same
we're
right?
gonna ban cars.
No,
But now
no,
we have to ban
no,
cars.
that's not a
but
feasible.
no, mass. But that's mass killing. But that's mass killing. So you know what? We should ban all cars, right?
We should have more strict guidelines, right?
for mental illness.
Yeah, for mental illness, right?
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that gun violence is caused because of mental illness?
Well,
Correct.
yes.
I think
No,
mentally unstable
that's
people use guns on
a
other
scapegoat.
people.
That's not
No,
actually
it's
realistic.
not.
Yes, it is.
How is it a scapegoat? Tell me.
Hold
Then argue how that's someone's mentally stable. if they
Because
kill
when you
someone with a
actually
gun.
look at the findings and you look at the results of actual people, diagnosing these people after a school shooting, it's very rare that they're actually diagnosed with mental illness. We just want to accuse. No, look,
That's
he
not
shot.
true.
He
That's not
shot.
true, 'cause they always
Because
look at the police,
I'm
look at
not.
the
I'm not.
court
I'm not
case.
trying to be biased. Like I did it. I heard this talking point, so I'm like, okay, let's do some research. And when you look at publications, it shows that many people aren't diagnosed with mental illness after a school shooting. There might be other things. It's so much complicated than being this person has mental illness. We gotta just
Then tell me why
emphasize.
Tell me why the court cases after school shootings, every defense case of the school shooter, tell me why they always plea mentally unstable. 'Cause
What
they aren't
cases?
stable.
What cases?
Nicholas Cruz, one of them down in Florida, where he one of the biggest school shootings, by the way. He shot up a school in Florida. The police didn't enter the building. There's a lot of misconceptions with it. He pled mentally unstable. By the way, he also was on antidepressants, which, by the way, many of these school shooters are on antidepressants, which are one of the conspiracy thoughts as to why they're actually shooting people
The
up.
thing about
'Cause
that
can
is that
we both
I-
agree that if you mass shoot up a building, that's mentally unstable, right?
Yeah, it could be, but we have to see because it's not. We don't have the say to diagnose that. Are you certified to make that diagnosis?
No, but you can know just objectively that's wrong.
But if the publications aren't saying that, I'm gonna trust someone that's certified to do it as opposed to just me and you.
So let me just ask you.
What our surface level, examination of this
Can I ask
person.
you a very simple question?
So go for it.
Okay. If
You guys see
somebody-
where I'm coming from, though, right?
Yeah, sure. So if somebody walks into a building with a lot of people, right, a lot of children, they shoot up the entire building, are they objectively most likely mentally unstable? Just very yes or no?
I see what you're doing there. Yeah. Yeah, it would
Thank
feel
you.
that way.
Appreciate it.
But I'm not trying to bull you guys, right? We could search this up. We could search this up
Yeah,
right
you
now.
just named the case. You didn't.
If we were to look up on
But I don't want to search it up
That's
because
fine.
that kind of undermines the whole, argument in the first place.
Sure, and this is just our opinion's objectiveness, but we can look up the actual definition of mentally unstable, and then we can correlate the two. Say this is the definition of mentally unstable, and compare it to somebody who does something like runs over a pack of people, runs over one person. or shoots
Hold
up a bunch
up.
of
We're gonna do
people.
something. Hey, you guys, pull out your phone real quick. Pull out your phone. Right now, hold up. We're gonna stay. No, we're gonna talk about. Pull out your phone real quick. Any of you guys.
the phone, he's recording.
Hold on. No, it's fine. It's fine. Hold on. All right, you got your phone out, German?
This too.
You got your phone? Okay, I want you to tell me right now. Just search up. Out of all the mass school shootings, how many of those people are diagnosed with mental illness? You search that up right now. Look, how many people that commit school shootings are diagnosed with mental illness? Let's just see what he says. How are you guys doing today, though?
Oh, good. It's a beautiful day out.
Yeah.
Enjoying this weather.
We ain't enemies, right? Just because
No,
we
of
think
course
we ain't gonna hate each other just because we think differently, right?
Christ. I can never hate you.
So can I just tell you the common characteristics of mental illness?
Hold up.
University Department of Psyche, around 33% of people are diagnosed with severe mental illness.
After a school shooting? So that's 33. So what about the other 66%? That's
So why don't
like
we-
I
why don't
knew
we
like
get-
I knew I wasn't
So-
dumb. I
so
wait, hold on.
that's diagnosed.
Wait.
What about the school shooters that are dead?
Hold up, wait, you guys.
How do you diagnose them? They're dead.
Oh, well, if you make the diagnosis and they obviously didn't die right after the school shooting.
Not all of them get diagnosed or treated by a psychiatric.
But look, that's what's publication did you just reference, German?
Columbia.
Columbia. So they. But hold on, guys.
We need to factor in multiple
Hold on.
things. Listen, there's.
I know.
there's main factors.
I understand.
How many
that.
of them actually get evaluated? How many of them can be evaluated because if they're alive or dead? So these are two main factors that can affect this poll because that is just one source of the people who are evaluated. Not all of them do get evaluated.
But there's a lot of publications that say that. That's what I brought that point up in the
Sure,
first
but
one.
okay, if you're
But-
looking up that fact, then we need to look up those other two as well.
Cool, that's
to be
fine.
fair.
But I just wanted to put that in front of you guys because I know you guys gonna you have a camera, so I assume you're posting this somewhere.
I got FBI. So this is what the
Yikes.
FBI is saying. Of the 16 cases where a diagnosis prior to the incident could be asserted, 12 active shooters had mood disorder, 4 were diagnosed with anxiety disorder, 3 were diagnosed with psychotic disorder, and 2 were diagnosed with personality disorder.
So every single one of them had a mental illness?
Out of the 16.
That's 16 cases because there's a lot
16 out of
more.
16,
There's a
that's
lot.
100%. Wow.
That's a lot more
Thank
school
God,
shootings than just 16.
100%. Wow.
Per capita.
That's
So
per
that's-
capita, right? 100% actually. Wow.
Well,
That's
that
a
one
very
was
big
just
number.
said only
Some of the biggest
33%.
numbers,
Wow.
right? Wow.
That listed a number of people. That's just 33%. That could be 33% of 5 people or 10 people. We don't know. What the
We
number of
obviously know. No,
statistics
okay, now
is.
you're making nonsense because you
No.
know that when you
You
know
need
that
to read the-
when
that-
you
you
ever
need to
make
read it
no
full.
when you make a
By the way, that's
sample, it's gonna be
FBI.gov.
it's gonna
That's
be a
FBI.gov, by the
representation of the
way.
population. You would
Sir,
never make a
FBI.gov right there.
Okay, but that's misrepresenting a fact because he didn't read it in full. It said 33%. 33% of what? How many people is it? We don't know.
But you have to use a little common sense, as you said. You're never going to use a sample that's 5 people. That's not a representation of
That
the
was
population.
16. We don't even know the number of that one. How many people? We need
Also,
to
that was-
dig
that was
into the poll.
pre-attack, sir. That was pre-attack.
This is a study of pre-attack behaviors of active shooters in the U.S. His was a study of post. So what he's saying is after the school shooting, 33%
Oh, dang, what time is it?
of them were
1:18.
then
118.
diagnosed.
I do gotta go. But look, I will say this one thing too is, and we got to use a little bit of common sense, right?
Sure.
Because I want to get your guys' mindset straight. When we're gonna divert a little bit from just illegal immigrants, what do you guys think about Black Lives Matter? What do you think about
All lives matter.
Okay,
Corrupt
okay, cool.
organization.
So what do you guys think about the discrimination that black individuals face? You think that's just a myth?
What can a black person do to what can I do that a black person?
No, but
can't
okay. So you agree with that? You agree with that?
do? That what?
That black discrimination is a myth. right? You would say
It's-
yes. Okay, cool, cool.
Not entirely, because I can discriminate on my own accord. So
Okay.
everyone gets discriminated against to some extent.
Now we're gonna move on to another one, right? You guys don't believe in global warming or anything like that, right? So these are these are
To an
consistent
extent.
perspectives.
To an extent.
Okay, so I just want to get your guys' attitude, right? Now, what I'm seeing is you don't. So look, I'm gonna say one thing too, because now I'm gonna generalize it. What you guys like to do, what the white man likes to do, especially when it comes to black people, is you got a whole race of people saying that they're facing something, that they're getting treated differently, about 90% of them. But then you just come here and say, you know what, everything you're feeling is some bullshit. This is what I got to say about it. That's the attitude you guys come with. That's why there's so much conflict. That's how I know you guys support. No, but you just said that.
What? You asked
how
about
can
climate,
I?
You asked about Black Lives Matter. You asked about climate change. Then you said that white people say that black people aren't discriminated
Are
against.
you not a white man?
You just talked about climate change and race. How the fuck does that make sense?
No, but hold on. Don't start cussing at me now, dog. Don't start cussing at me now, boy.
Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't cuss at me. Don't
Whoa,
cuss at me.
what are you doing, bro?
No, but don't cuss at
Bro,
me.
back up.
No. Don't cuss at me.
Relax,
boy.
man.
Don't cuss at me, man.
I can't use cuss words. I
Don't
can't use the
cuss
freedom
at
of
me,
speech on this
dog.
campus.
Don't cuss at me, man. I was talking civilized now.
He's 11 years old.
I'm
You're not
11 years old, sir.
man. You better take this serious. Don't cuss at nobody, man.
Sir, it's freedom of speech.
Like, kept saying like bullshit and a bunch of stuff.
I said bullshit.
You
but
said-
I didn't
you
use
said
it.
that's a cuss word.
You used derogatory terms for it.
He said, "What the
Don't-
fuck are you talking about?"
Man.
I said, what the F are you talking about?
I'll let y'all be, man. I'll let y'all be.
God bless you, bro.
Would you like to shake my hand, sir?
Please, you're getting a bit.
I gotta
heated.
go. I
Just
gotta
walk
go.
away.
Y'all have a good one, though.
Plus, where's my surprise? Where's my present that you promised?
Let's go.